So this video is going to be about how porn will make you an absolute loser. Whew! Okay, so let's talk about the first time I ever came across porn. And I was talking to this one kid in school. This dude was crazy at this time. You ever had a friend that was just like way ahead of you when it comes to like life shit? This guy was already talking about sex, talking about porn, talking about fucking your mom. Not to me, but to other kids. He would make a lot of mom jokes, talking about, fuck your mother, shit like that. Wild kids like that. I had one of those friends. And I love dude. Dude used to make me laugh all the fucking time. And one day he was just talking about porn stars and shit like that. He starts talking about like masturbating and porn stars and his favorite porn stars. Mind you, we are in the 5th grade at this point. We're in the 5th grade. I'm 11 years old. He's like 10, 11 years old. But this kid knows all of this shit. And at that time, I was pure. I was straight pure, just playing soccer, playing basketball, living like a little kid. Just living, just vibing, just living like a child. And he mentions porn and his favorite porn stars. And he told me to search her up. So I go home that night. And I go on my iPhone 4. I remember this specifically. I'm in my living room and I search up Pornhub. I don't even care about the monetization. I search up Pornhub and I forgot the girl's name, but I remember just going onto the screen, you know, the regular screen, and I'm scrolling up and I'm just like, how the fuck do people like watch this? Like, how are you guys into this, right? At that time, I haven't hit puberty yet. I mean, maybe he did, but I was like, I hit puberty like 12, 13, but I just remember like it was just not it for me. I remember watching it or just seeing the front screen that I'm like, yo, this shit is like it just looks weird. Like, it's just different. It's so new to you, right? But since he's talking about masturbating and how good it will feel to bust a nut, basically I hop on one of the videos and I remember like I was so detached that I'm like, yo, this shit is not cool. Like, I don't fuck with it. Like, this shit is just not it. I couldn't get myself to go there, like to bust. Like, I'm like, this is not turning me on. Like, this is not cool shit. So then I end up watching another video and it wasn't all that, but I'm just like, I'm going to bust a nut today. Like, I'm busting a nut today. You see what I'm saying? So so I was so determined to bust a nut. I end up busting and I felt the pleasure. I felt the pleasure. And then, you know, when you're a kid, it doesn't stop there. You know, you want to feel that pleasure over and over and over again. Your dopamine receptors are going off like, yo, what is this great thing? Like, we never heard about this. We just discovered this shit. Busting a nut. And I just remember at that time, like, it wasn't the wave for me. Like, I did not fuck with it. That shit was not cool. Like, but the pleasure part in that everybody else was doing it, all the other kids in school. Eventually, by the next year, 5th, 6th grade, this is when, you know, we in the Xbox parties talking about, yo, your favorite porn star. Oh, this bitch is bad. She got some big ass titties. You know the boys talk. Y'all know how that go. So then you start to like be a lot more lustful. And I remember this specifically, how my conversations with women or girls, they're not even women at that time, they're girls, in the 5th, 4th grade were completely different to how they were in the 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. I remember I used to be scared as hell to talk to a girl, but I didn't understand why. And when you become that lustful, all of those impurity thoughts just come in your mind all the time, especially when you're first going through puberty. When you in school, you just trying to fuck. Like, you just thinking about, yo, I'm about to go home and, you know, beat another one off. Like, you know, I'm about to go bust another nut. But you just like, this shit ain't right. Like, this shit is weird. But like, you also want to start to talk to girls, right? And then that's when you become scared of girls and you have more anxiety and you're anxious to talk to a fucking girl. It became to the point right now that I'm so detached that I can go talk to any fucking girl I want. I can go try to get any girl number I want. And more likely, I just sit back and get chosen. But at that time, it was just a whole different mindset. I became scared to talk to a fucking girl. But also, one thing I realized too is when you waste your sexual energy on a phone screen, even with women in real life, you fucking these hoes, right? When you waste your sexual energy, your drive just begins to vanish. Like, your drive isn't there as much. You're not as motivated, and the work that you need to do doesn't feel as good or fulfilling because there's just nothing there. You lose motivation, you lose that drive, you lose the discipline slightly. And you can always just keep going, of course, but it's like you lose it slightly, and you miss, like, it's like there's a fire and desire in your nut, and the moment that you keep letting off a bunch of nuts, and I'm not just saying off of one, I'm talking about like at that time you start to bust 2-3 times a day after school type shit. And I remember in school all the homies would be like, yo, we going to the rec, or we going to the park to go hoop, and I would always hoop after school, but we'll go home, eat up some food, and then go right back to the rec or to the park or your local YMCA. And the homies would be like, yo, my mom is going to pick you up, we about to be out at like 4 or 5 o'clock. I get home after school, after hooping for a little bit, change, shower, I get home, I bust like 2. I'm like, yo, I don't even want to go hoop. I don't want to hoop. I don't want to do shit. You just want to chill and lay back. You are a fucking loser. You start to become a loser because I'm about to go get buckets on motherfuckers. But now, since I bust a nut, 2-3 nuts, whatever, depends how many nuts you bust, you lose like the fight, the motivation, the desire. Like, you lose it. But at that time, I didn't understand this. I remember I always was a hustler. I was always a grinder. Always outside in the field, training everything I did. Every sport I did, I trained. I trained basketball by myself because we ain't had no money to afford no trainer, no division leagues to go play outside of school. I was doing it all by myself. And when it came to soccer, I used to wake up like the summer of 5th, 6th grade. 7th grade, 8th grade, I used to always, the full summer, I had a neighbor. We go train early in the morning, 9 a.m., maybe even earlier than that. Wake up, go train, go for a run, come back, eat, then go back to the park. Now we doing dribbling drills, we doing speed drills, we working on our free kicks, all of that shit. When it came to soccer, I had a fire and desire within me. That's when I wasn't doing it as much. But when you keep watching it 2-3 times a day, you keep busting hella nuts, your fire and desire diminishes. And this also doesn't just go with porn. This also goes with sex in general. You become stagnant. You chilling with a shorty all day, you fucking, and you start to bust some nuts. And you just don't feel that same fire. You want to chill. You want to lay back. I remember I come home from school. We about to go hoop. They about to pick me up. I bust a couple nuts. I remember telling my homies, like, nah, I'm going to chill today. Like, you know, they like, fuck is you doing? You come hoop with us. Like, what's wrong with you? Nah, I'm going to chill today. I remember moving like a bitch ass dude. Like, that's never who I was. But it was because you're losing your sexual energy and your sexual fluid every single day. 2-3 times a day. 1 time a day. I would like for y'all, as the advice, like for y'all to minimize it to once a week or some shit, depending if you got a girl or if you watching porn, once a week or even less than that, abstain from sex. That's when you realize the fire and desire comes back. And I remember training soccer though, going back to that story with soccer, I just remember I would always be training super hard, but when I go home 2-3 hours later, I would bust my nuts, bro, and then I would lose the energy, the fight and desire that's within me, the training. I would lose it. You become stagnant. You will go, but you'll just go through the motions. You'll go and just go through, and you won't train as hard, or you won't be at the best of your ability if you busting on a daily. And I also had a friend, another thing too. I had a homie who played soccer with me all the time, but this was a bigger gooner than I ever met. Like, he wasn't open with it, but we'll be on the Xbox party. If my homies watches, they know. We'll be on the Xbox party, and he'll be like, yo, I gotta go take a shit. And we all playing 2K. We getting busy on the 2K. We all knew what he meant when he gonna go take a shit, because he'll go take a shit for like an hour. He'll come back to the mic. We like, yo, what the fuck is wrong with you? We supposed to be running up this 2K. You over here busting nuts and taking the fat ass shit. We knew he wasn't taking no fucking shit, boy. But he was a big gooner, right? That's my point. It was a big gooner. And we playing soccer at the field. But he was good, but he wasn't to his best of ability. He was more softer. That's another thing too. It makes you a little bit more softer. When you're holding on to your seed more, you become more aggressive and you're stronger. You just want to attack whatever and be more aggressive. Like, your testosterone goes up after a week. But if you hold it longer, you're gonna still remain strong and, you know, dedicated to your mission and what you gotta do. With him, he was just always more softer. He was never at the field. Whenever we all at the field, we just, you know, we training early in the morning. Sometimes he would come. He wouldn't come all the time, but he would sometimes come. As the day goes by, and we go back and we go play for real with all the older kids. We playing with sophomore, juniors, seniors. I'm not even a freshman. I'm like 7th grade at this time, getting jiggy with all of the older dudes, trying to get better. Like, training and playing with those guys got me a lot better. But whenever he went, he was just soft. So, like, they didn't even fuck with him like that. They would be like, yo, get him up out of here. Like, he not like that. Like, he not like y'all. Like, it was my man's. I was in the 7th grade. He was in the 8th grade. We'll go, but they'll always fuck with us. They'll always be like, yo, come play with us. They'll take us under their wing and go get busy. But when it came to him, they like, yo, he too soft. Get him the fuck up out of here. Like, he on some bitch shit. Like, he gotta go. Like, imagine playing soccer and telling another dude he on some bitch shit. That's how you know you soft. Like, soccer is not the most physical sport. It's definitely demanding. When you bodying, I'm running next to somebody, I'm bodying they shit, of course. But, like, I was always like that. But, like, with him, he just wasn't getting jiggy like that. And also, he would leave early to go play, like, video games and all of that. And you know what he was going to go do, too. He was always going to go bust. Like, you become addicted at that point because you a kid. Holding on to your seed is one of the best things you can do. Semen retention, they call it brahmacharya, all of these different things. Chinese, they call it chi energy. But in the West, they just call it semen. And if you bust a nut, ooh, that's supposed to be the best feeling in the world. Which it does feel really good, but it's not the best feeling in the world. Would you rather choose to take 5-10 seconds of pleasure over purpose and drive and getting your goals done? You gotta take the drive. You gotta take the goals. You gotta put that on focus and use your sexual energy to your advantage. But also, to just get back on the point, if you busting and you watching mad corn or mad porn all day, every day, you gonna be a loser one way or another. You start to feel anxious in front of girls. It's a fucking girl. Like, once you detach from this porn shit and all of that, you just realize she's a girl and I could have that. Like, she belongs to me. Like, bro, when you start to get in the field, you take care of yourself, you look better, smell better, everything about you is better. They gonna fuck with you. The bitch is gonna fuck with you, right? But at that time, I didn't know why I was lacking on my training in soccer and basketball. And scared to talk to girls and all of that shit, because you're living in a false fucking reality. All of those kinks that people get from watching this porn shit, I'm telling you, you're not born with no fucking kinks of liking toes. There's no such thing as that. You're not born and you're like, damn, I really like some toes. It's a fucking kink that you develop from watching porn. But that's where kinks are developed. You're not born with that weird shit. You're not born liking that weird shit. Just one thing I like to bring upon your head. But, you know, watching porn all the time will make you an absolute loser. You got to get back in the field and live in real life. Get some hoes in real life. You over here watching a dude fuck another girl that you want to fuck. Bro, get in the field and get jiggy. Like, go in the field, go get you some bitches or something. Like, because that's like the wake-up call that you really need to hear. You over here trying to, you know, fantasize your way to bust it or nothing. Let's make that shit happen. Let's go get some bitches and fuck them. Like, you see what I'm saying? I'd rather much you do that, wear a condom, stay safe, than, you know, play with yourself and feel bad at the end of the day for playing with yourself because you're not in the field. You over here on the pixelated screen watching a dude fuck a bitch. Like, nah, bro, that shit is not cool. Like, there's no other way I could put it. I don't know who else, you know, says this type of shit, but, man, I'd rather you get some bitches and fuck some hoes than be on Pornhub all day. Like, that shit is weird. And when you get some bitches, your confidence goes up. When you watch corn and you bust a nut, your confidence goes down. You don't even feel like the man no more. Because you over here watching the screen, you feel bad. You go and get you some ass in the field, you feel like the fucking man. You feel like you really him. So, you know, just stay safe in the field. That's all I could tell you. But also to hold your seed in, because that's very vital. It will take you to the next level. You hold your seed, and I made plenty of semen retention videos, but this was just to help a subscriber, because you will be a fucking loser. Like, straight up, you will be a loser if you keep watching this shit. Like, it's not cool. Like, you get no cool points. But when I was a kid, when we in the group chats, the Xbox group chats, we talking about the, you know, the baddest bitches on Pornhub and shit. At that time, we thought that shit was cool, but I'm here to tell you that shit not cool at all. I'd rather you talk to your baddest bitch in your school than watching them on a Pornhub screen, watching the baddest bitch on Pornhub. Fuck that. Go in school, go get you some ass. I don't know. Not in the 5th grade though, but girls is fucking in the 6th grade, bro. I remember that shit. Your lust, you got to be able to control your lust one way or another. Lust is the strongest energy. And I'm gonna make separate videos. Like, lust is the strongest energy that can take you to the next level. You can control that lust, especially if you got a girl. You got plenty of bitches in real life that you could hit up right now and tell them come over and get busy. Like, controlling that will take you to the next level. I'm telling you, with your discipline, with your grind, what you do, that shit gonna take you to the next level. So please make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. That's just some raw uncut footage of how porn affected my life, made you a loser, made me a loser. But it's the only way to get out of it is really detaching from that shit, living in real life, taking care of yourself, getting some money, looking better, smelling better, get you some bitches, whatever you need. You realize that's an illusion too, but you just know that you the shit and you don't need to watch no porn to get some ass or to bust a nut. No, you don't need that shit. Nah, fuck all that. Get some ass in real life and you'll be all good, bro. Trust me. Like, that's it. Don't stress that shit. Get some bitches in real life. I don't care what nobody's telling you about, unless you're waiting to marriage and all of that. That's different. These hoes is hoeing. Just be the one that they hoe on. I love y'all, bro. Please make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I'm gonna leave my last video right here for you guys. So if you missed upon that, go watch that video. So stay yourself, stay 300, whatever you do in life. Trust me, I believe in you, bro.